Welcome back, everyone. This is Julie, and this is Two Non-Critics and a Cat from the land of the cold. How are you guys? This is Martina.
Hello.
And this is Federica.
Hello.
You guys can never get the beat whenever I say this is Martina and this is Federica. But it's one of my favorite things in the podcast, honestly.
That's how you see that we're listening.
Absolutely. They are not listening to a single word of what I'm saying. Anyway, this is the
We try to avoid that.
Podcast.
Yes, as much
this
as
is
possible.
the episode that we do the 2025 movies recommendation, whatever ended, whatever's coming through, whatever we've done this week. And it's been a beautiful week because there's been a lot of things.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
There
what have
has
you guys
been a
done
lot
this
of
week?
things.
us.
So this week, first of all, I want to say something. So we spent Christmas together, obviously.
Yes,
You
we did.
weren't with us, Julie, but Feds and I and Denise, we watched
A Wonderful Life.
A Wonderful Life, which is a 1947 movie on Christmas. Was it Christmas night?
Christmas. No, it was Christmas. Between Christmas. Christmas
Christmas
night and
night.
26th. Yeah, between Christmas night
Honestly,
and Boxing
I
Day.
found it so beautiful. So beautiful. And it was just
Beautiful.
like impromptu, like let's watch an old movie, and we
No,
watched
but
that one.
since this is the podcast and our podcast, I need to explain why I wasn't with you, because for a second I didn't realize why I wasn't with you. Because on the 25th of December, I decided to grab the bike at 4 degrees and run home because the end of Heated Rivalry, and I wanted to watch it with my friend. So I literally grabbed the bike and biked the other way to London, and I went to watch
And
the
then
episode.
she
on
came
my
grabbed
own.
back
the
at 7
computer,
a.m. to
you
watch
grabbed the
Stranger
bike.
Things.
I
with
grabbed the
us.
computers, I grabbed the bike, and I grabbed everything that I had headed to the cottage. So yes, I watched the last episode, and then I came back to my sister at 7 a.m. in the morning with another 4 degrees with the same bike to watch Stranger Things. So for a second I was confused because I was like, I did spend the Christmas with you, but yes, I literally ran away and disappeared.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I went to work while you guys were watching Stranger Things.
Yes, and you had
True
to
story.
dodge spoiler of both Stranger Things and Heated Rivalry for about 12
That
hours.
was that was hard.
Absolutely, yes. We
But
went through
anyway,
the end of the season.
we are talking about Stranger Things next week because we thought it was too early for talking Stranger Things. So we can talk
we've been
about last
respectful
episode as well.
because half of the internet hasn't been.
Yeah, I know.
Vanity Fair, the morning off, started posting articles about the 3 episodes. And I was like, what the heck?
Yeah, that's true. But anyway, this week, what happened? Well, a trailer of The Odyssey was released, which I don't know. I don't know why they don't excite me as much as I thought I would be
The trailers.
for The Odyssey.
I mean,
I don't know, like
I don't know.
the few scenes that I've seen Matt Damon in, I thought it was similar to what I've seen before. Like, I don't know, it was Matt Damon. Like, I didn't, but still, it was just a trailer.
I
I
mean,
poor thing.
Christopher
I need to
Nolan
give
never
him.
gives away much
Yeah.
through his trailers, so I guess that's the reason.
Yeah, and then Tom Holland, my lord, I don't know. We'll
Yeah.
see. But anyway, but I am excited. I mean, it's Christopher Nolan.
You
cannot-
got
you
excited
have
for
to be-
something else.
I got excited for something else. Yes,
You-
the first the first
We all
trailer,
got excited for something else this week.
yeah, of Peaky Blinders was released, which it was watched on Instagram, on their Instagram page by 13 million people in like 3 days, which is more than even Stranger Things did. It's more than anything actually they did on their page.
At some point, there's been a sentence said by you that's like, you watched it more vertically than horizontally, and you wanted to watch it horizontally, so you put it on TV.
Yeah, I put it on TV, yeah. Because I was like, I found it everywhere. Everywhere I went on Instagram, it was on any page. That trailer actually was great. And obviously, they don't reveal much. I knew the storyline a bit. I know that it's during the Second World War. But the few things that I've seen are like, whoa. I mean, the way he's dressed in that trailer is just painful, honestly. In a good way. But yeah, I'm excited about that 6th of March. Um,
Oh, it's
and
close.
I'm definitely not the only one, apparently. So yeah, that was a thing. And then what else happened this week? Brigitte Bardot just died, which it's very sad. Anything from you, Fads, that you wanna highlight?
Nah, between a panettone and a Pandora, I've been watching Four Weddings and a Funeral.
Classic thing to watch at
Keep on
Christmas.
watch. Yeah, why not?
I watched The Holiday, actually. Always nice.
And then I went to work, and then I'm still watching Interview with the Vampire, I think season 2. So I'm still persevering with that, which I'm kind of liking. But they did actors change, so that was surprising. But I maybe know why they changed one of the actress,
Like in
because I
Paddington.
think she was cast for Avatar, Fire and Ashes.
Fire and Ash,
So I
yeah.
think
Yeah, that's another
there
thing
was
that came
some.
out this week, and absolutely no one is talking.
Yeah, but we haven't gone to watch it.
No, I mean,
No.
not a lot of
Marty
people have.
Supreme came out as well.
Yeah, I've lost every kind of vibe for it. I'm sorry.
They're both doing okay, the box office, because Marty Supreme, for like what normally A24 does, is doing well. Not, like massively whatever,
I
but
don't understand the direction that Timothée Chalamet is taken for promoting this movie. So it's pretty much turning me off.
he's lost the plot. He's honestly, the fact that he's a good actor, but I think he feels a lot, grander.
Has
I
been
would
one
say
interview.
it's a
Then
normal
he's-
example when people actually start saying that the fame went to your head. So
Yeah, it did.
which is really
Yeah,
sad.
And he's
because
not
I do
that
adore him, but
He's good, but
yeah.
honestly, chill out, boy. You're not that good. I mean, he's good, but not like he's not Leonardo DiCaprio.
No,
or
but that's the thing. It's not even
whatever.
the fact of him being good or not. It's the fact is whenever you come across to people in that way,
And he's just
automatically you go
arrogant.
down,
He just acts like he's the best actor in
yeah,
the world,
nobody
which
likes
he
a prick.
isn't.
That's what we're trying to say.
For sure.
Yeah.
But anyway, and then Avatar is doing.
I think
like
it's gone
he's
like
doing
170
okay,
million
but
or
not.
something over.
Yeah, not as much as they expected. And James Cameron said that if this isn't going well and they're not doing a fourth, he's gonna hold a press conference saying what the fourth and fifth would have been.
yeah.
And
Fourth and
Yeah.
fifth?
There's
yeah,
always
they have
been
a
five
fourth
of
and
them,
fifth.
yeah.
The problem with Avatar is the first one was incredible.
And
The
then-
problem with the rest is that the plot is always the same.
Yes.
It just
It's
changes
just different,
yeah,
earth and water and fire, and at the same time, it's like you waited 12 years in between the first and the second one. It was impossible.
And look,
to
do
keep
not
up
take
behind.
anything off from the technology, because honestly, the way of water looks absolutely magnificent, but that doesn't
absolutely.
make the whole movie, Yeah. So we are at the 10th minute of our episode almost, and I think it's time to talk about this 2025, because we're talking about the best movies of 2020. I mean, the best for us, obviously, it's subjective, it's art.
Yeah.
Best movies for us of 2025. To be honest, for me, just full disclosure, I don't know for you, you will disclose as well. For me, these are not even the 3 movies that I thought were the best of 2025, but they are the 3 that were more meaningful to me for a reason or another. But I believe there are better movies that came out this year than these 3 that I've chosen.
I feel like I do agree at some level, because it's like the ones that stuck with me the most instead of like the best ones that came out.
Yeah.
But there is
True.
there is a category for each of them. So I think that we can all agree that they come out as strong movies. But no, it's definitely something that stuck with me.
Same for you, Fads.
Yeah, it's they're not probably gonna be the best for everybody, or some people might not agree, but to me they just resonated for one way or the other.
Even though I feel like definitely one that you chose and one that Julia chose
Mm-hmm.
surely are two of the best of the year, because they are in the lists of
Yeah.
everyone.
Yeah, there's like clearly the box
Yeah.
office speaks as well. So there are a few of the one that we chose that are good, and everybody thinks
Yeah.
are good. But like,
But anyway, they are surely the ones that we would recommend. That's for
Yes.
sure.
Let's put it
So
that
I
way.
would say let's go for it. So Feds will
Mhm.
start with the first one. They just tell us if they are in order or not, and go for it.
So they don't have a specific order. I'm not gonna say this one because it's the best of them all. It's just the first one that came to my mind, and it was "Wake Up Dead Man," a Knives Out mystery. I really liked it. It's the third of the trilogy at this point, and in my opinion, is the best one. Uh, Even if the structure of the movie is the same as the others, there's still a lot of surprise and a lot of mystery around it. So even if the flow of the movie is similar to the other two, I really enjoyed it because it's never ending fight between fate and reason. But I feel like what makes this movie work really well is the cast. There's some brilliant people like Daniel Craig, of course, who's the kind of sort of like the leader of the pack, followed closely by Josh O'Connor and Glenn Close. There you have Josh Brolin, you have Jeremy
Josh
Renner, who's
O'Connor
I
is
think
growing a lot. Like I've seen
is
him in a lot of stuff in recent years. Like if you
he's
think
gone.
when I saw him the first time, he was in Peaky doing
Mhm.
literally like a cameo or something. It was like an extras.
So only in 2025 he has 3 movies coming out or
Mm-mm.
that came out.
Yeah.
So he had as History of Sound, and then he had the
Yeah,
Mastermind,
Mastermind.
and then this one, Knives Out. And in all three of them, he's been really good. Although you can definitely skip the Mastermind, I didn't enjoy it. It didn't make my cut, but I really like his performance in the History of Sound. It was really, really
Mm-mm-mm.
good. Him and Paul Mescal did a really great job with this one. But yeah, no, definitely I will highly recommend Wake Up That Man. It's like one of those movies that you can watch at home. Is now out on Netflix, but it was really worth it, and it was funny, engaging. The usual dynamic between all the characters were really good, and I really enjoyed it. It was like watching a synchronized dance between all the actors. So this one was the first one that came to mind for me.
Great. I'll go next because I'll share it with Julie, because we have one that
we're
is
fighting
shared.
with
So
movies, yeah.
yeah, my number one would be Steve, which is a Netflix and Big Things film production with Cillian Murphy. I think it's directed by Tim Mielens, no?
Mm-hmm.
It's the same director of Small Things Like This. So this movie, I waited this movie for a long time because I read the book, which is Shy by Max Porter, which now my sister has read as
Yes,
well.
correct. In about 2 hours.
Yeah, because I gave it to her for Christmas, and I really wanted to see it because I really love the book. But the book is from the point of view of Shy, which is the boy, while Steve is from the point of view of the headmaster of the school, and so it's quite different. Even though it gives you the feeling of the book, really. I absolutely love that movie. I wouldn't say is one of the best of 2025, like in like overall, but it's definitely one of the ones that spoke to me the most. Like I found it very emotional. very, very well directed. It was like psychedelic in some parts where it had to be like that because you were like going into a stream of consciousness of some of the kids. Cillian Murphy's performance, I know I'm biased, but like he is just growing. Like after he won the Oscar, he's done
Yes,
2
you're biased
movies.
on an Oscar-winning man.
Yeah, like he's done 2 movies, one performance better than the other. Like he's better in this than he is in Oppenheimer and in small things like this. He's like, I mean, they're different performances, obviously. I mean, Oppenheimer, I guess he it was more effort for him to do Oppenheimer than to do this, but this one was just magnificent. And Tracy Ullman as well was magnificent, like a great cast, an ensemble cast that was incredible. They're not gonna get, I don't think they're gonna get anything in award season because Netflix didn't really campaign it, to be honest. Also, I don't know, these kind of movies, they're very experimental. They don't tend to go to awards. Um, but it's really profound, and I think it needs to be seen. Julie, to you.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, so the story of Steve is a little bit, it's a little bit personal, mostly because we went to see it at the BFI. We also attended like the Q&A, so there was Max Porter, there was the actors and everything, and it was very interesting. It's always very interesting to see the movies in that way. But I think that what shocked me the most is the way I was bawling at the end of the movie. I never thought that I was gonna get like out of it because it's such a big like emotional movie. And it's to be fair, the movie is courageous. That's all you need to know because it's an adaptation, and like you know, the main character, as you said, Marty, is the point of view from the boy, and not the professor. So you basically take a movie, you take a novel, and you flip it to the main point, and it's like, is it going to make a great adaptation? The answer is yes. It is incredible what that adaptation has done, especially because, as you said before, it's impossible to do an adaptation from Shai's point of view because that book is basically a stream of consciousness continuously. And you have to know, like, you have to have a good English knowledge to actually understand it. But the thing that bothered me the most about that movie is that it kind of plays on like being calm and quiet. It's like it starts so easily and it starts reflecting like the inner emotions of the professor, and then it turns into a gigantic mess. It turns into a mess that you can actually go through with them, with Shai, with the professor, the headmaster, and all of the news that they get. Like I don't want to spoil it, to be fair, because I still want people to see it, but it's been a long time, so pardon me if I say something. It is a story of mental health and also a little bit of guidance. It's a story about professors, which we know we see them as people that don't have a life. And there's a couple of things that specifically make a perfect movie for me, which is usually 4 things, which is actor performance, pacing, emotion, and music, which is mostly what you want to have from a movie. So this movie falls specifically into the category of like actor performances. Cillian Murphy is blessing us with a powerful, powerful actor. You feel the same pain as him, the same confusion, the life force that you want to do something for this character. It is absolutely insane. It makes you feel like you have to do something. That's how good it is. And Shai's actor is just an explosion. He goes explosive on the screen. He's raw in his character and has an incredible, painful performance. He's misunderstood. And there is like, he's refusing the help, but in the end, luckily, he kind of have to succumb to getting this help. So there's a great, great contrast in between the first part of the movie and the second part of the movie. And you kind of feel like uncontrolled feelings going towards an end of everything. And it touches on addiction as well. And it's like, the professor tries to fight it, and no, it's not the only option, which makes a good comparison with Shai, basically, and the ending of the movie, which kind of submit to his void. But yeah, it's definitely unexpected. I did not expect to cry that much with that movie, and I did not expect the ending. I did not expect the book to be so good, and it was just incredible.
And is the book different from the movie?
Incredibly different. It's incredibly different.
I mean, the plot is the same. In like the events are the same, but so the book is inside the boy's head, while the film is from the point of view of the headmaster, who is living the events of the day and is seeing the boy from the outside, and is also dealing with his own issues, obviously. So the focus is him, is not the boy. But it's like the whole situation is this the fact that these kids have really like profound mental health issues, and stories of abuse and stuff that this school is trying to deal with a lot of challenges because of no funds, and they're threatening to close the school and so on. And also those are not easy kids, and so obviously the teachers also have issues and so on. It's very, very, it's not an easy watch, but it's very, very profound. And it makes you understand how the key to mental health in a way is community, is to have someone that believes in you, that is supports you.
As literally Joyce Byers said in one of the latest episodes of Stranger Things, sometimes you just have to have someone that believes in you, and people can do great things.
The second pick for me was Springsteen, Deliver Me From Nowhere. Purely because I think it's what A Complete Unknown tried to do and failed at, because it's really easy to try and describe greatness and get lost in, let's try and show the artistic vibe of a singer. With this movie on Springsteen, they went a little bit further. Instead of trying to showcase his career like they've done in The Complete Unknown, they've focused on I think the most pivotal moment of his career, when he was on the verge of becoming famous. And the reason why they picked that, because I think it was the most highly stressful and probably the moment in his life when he was the most depressed, because he was on the verge of something good, but he still didn't want to lose himself to the label that was representing him, to the expectations that there were of him. So he still wanted to create something that was for him without any compromise. And I think, similar to what you were saying for Steve, it's like Springsteen himself had people around him that believed in his vision, and having that kind of push made it possible for him to pursue the record that then propelled him to stardom worldwide. And it's a really compelling way of describing like how depression can affect everybody, no matter if you're rich or poor, if you have the means to seek help, if you want to seek help. And I think Jeremy Allen White did a fantastic job in portraying him. It wasn't trying to mimic him. It just nailed to a T, I think, his attitude.
I hope he gets a nomination.
I'm not sure, but as I was discussing with Chiara, I don't think there's a lot of big names or candidates this year.
That's why he
for
should.
the Oscars. So I think everybody will have a shot.
Yeah, exactly. It was really good.
But it was really, really good in this one, and I highly recommend it. It's a really, really well written and executed movie, I think, all around. It's not boring. It's not a copy of a record. it just makes you kind of get stuck inside his head, and it can be at times really great, but at times it can be a bit dark. So it's pretty human as a movie.
Glorious. Julie, to you, because I have only 3 movies that I've picked, so I want you to go.
I have it. No, I got one. I got one that it's pretty quick, just because I didn't know what I wanted to particularly say about it, because it's a bit long. But funny enough, it's called The Long Walk. The Long Walk is a bit of pacing, and I can sense that we have a team here, because basically everything that comes out of my mouth right now is a book, basically. So it is a dystopian survival based on a Stephen King novel from 1979, and it's telling the story of like 50 boys that go on an endless, like, mind-shattering walk that will bring them to win a prize. Now, I would call this movie a dystopia, not only because of the society that they live in, but because from the start you really cannot understand why these kids will put themselves in this situation. Like, they start forming bonds, and even if they know the end game, there will be only one, so everybody else will end up killed, basically. It's an incredible movie. It moves you to tears. It makes you angry. But as I said, it moves with a lot of pacing. And I promise it's not just a good choice of words, but you are pacing with them. Like, the movie is long enough for you to be tired with them, for you to be involved completely in the journey, the suffering, the walk. So it's like, it is not easy to adapt a book, as I said before, to a movie and make the pace so engaging, because sometimes you get lost into a lot of description. And the two main characters as well, they form a beautiful bond. There's such a big contrast to the dystopian nature of the fucking movie. And I could not concentrate on the movie because 3/4 of the time I thought that was Kit Connor on the screen, because he's incredibly similar. But all in all, it was super engaging, as I said, as a movie. It was a great finale, unexpected and full of emotion. So it's gone straight up to easily on the top 5 of my movies. And also it made me buy the novel from Stephen King as well. So that's always a good point whenever you watch a movie and then you want to read the original one. So yeah, that was my third.
Great. My second is 28 Years Later.
That was my second, sorry.
Yeah, it was your second, theoretically,
That's
yes.
crazy. We're gonna be
My
yapping for a
second
while.
is 28 Years Later, which came out at the beginning of the year, which is Danny Boyle's sequel to 28 Days Later. So I've picked this one because everything, like, I expected everything, mostly that I would be scared, because I honestly don't love horror movies, but 28 Days Later is a favorite of mine. But what I didn't expect is to cry watching a horror movie, which is mad, but this movie was so, it had so much in it that it made me cry. Like, it made me emotional.
You cry at a horror movie. That's
Yeah, because
interesting.
it was, the thing is, Danny Boyle always managed to surprise in a way, you know? So
Mm-hmm.
it has all the elements of a horror movie, and in some bits is honestly disgusting, like disgusting. I cannot explain to you. Like, luckily I was in the first row, like high up, so I was behind the wall, and there were some scenes that I literally went behind the wall because I was like, I'm not gonna watch this. But then, thing is, there is so much like pop culture in it, and he's a genius. The way that he's shot with the iPhones, and it's actually entirely shot on an iPhone, not one iPhone, obviously, like iPhone the device. They shot with like 15 iPhones, whatever.
Yeah.
But it is shot on iPhone, and honestly, despite I'm not a huge fan of Aaron Taylor Johnson, I think all the actors.
Oh, I am a
You are.
massive
I think all the
fan.
actors did a good job, him included. Honestly, his role was it was an asshole, and he did it quite well, I have to
I
say.
I think I'm seeing some posters around London about something related to 20 Years Late.
Now, the
The
Bond
te-
Temple.
the
It's
the
coming
Bond
out in
Temple,
January.
yeah.
It's the 3rd. Yeah, because
Yeah,
they're doing it.
perfect. Okay, so
So
I'm not
the
going crazy.
sequel to 28 Days Later is a trilogy, One is
Mm-hmm.
28 Years Later. One is The Bone Temple, which is directed by Nia Da Costa. They shot them at the same time. And
Okay.
in the second one, the Cillian Murphy's character is coming back, which is Jim, who's the main character in 28 Days Later. So, and then the third of the trilogy,
Yeah.
apparently Sony's greenlit the third one right now, and it's gonna be all
Okay.
around Cillian Murphy's character.
Okay. Because I thought I was like, oh, is already coming out the third one? So I was surprised, but and then I saw January. I was like, oh, they're just
Yeah,
advertising
no,
it
yeah, the
already.
second one is coming out now.
Okay.
And
Cool.
I think, honestly, to be honest, I think Cillian Murphy would be like in 5 minutes probably. Ralph
Mm-hmm.
Fiennes is still the main character in this one.
Yeah, I saw him on the poster.
I think he is the
Yeah.
main character in this one. In the previous one, is one of the main characters, and also he's the one that gives the emotional aspect because he's a doctor and he's basically very compassionate towards
Mm-hmm.
the disease and what's
Makes
happening,
sense.
and he's the one that made me cry. But anyway, this way it
Amazing.
was really well executed, and I never expect too much from like a narrative perspective from a horror movie, to be honest. But it was there, like it really hit the target. So put it, I put it up there. Yes.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah.
Fads, up to you.
So my third one is Bugonia. Although I'm still mad about the ending, I had to put it in there. I feel like it's like if you grown to like Yorgos Lanthimos, this one is another good one. And I feel like he gets really inspired by Emma Stone. So both of them kind of propelled each other's and fuels each other creativity in a way. Once again, I she might get nominated for this, but it's not a new performance that I have never seen. Like it's something that I already saw her doing. It's excellent, but I feel like in this one, a little bit of more of the actress comes out rather than her playing a character. But I liked it. I liked Jesse Plemons in it. Is he plays horrible parts all the time and he excels at them. I don't know if it fits his face, if it's the commitment that he puts into the character, but it's just like um it was a really strong performance from the both of them as a cast together. Um and their partnership in the movie, it's a really strong one, so that's why it makes it like a special project. And it's all weird. It's a little bit like bleak in the sense that it shows you two of the negative sides of our
Mm-hmm.
society. The corporation exploiting employees for the sake of money and
Mm-hmm.
earnings, and also the fact that social media now can pass everything as
Mm-hmm.
news. So it's really difficult to discern between reality and fake news. So it's like it's a really interesting take on modern society. Yorgos Lanthimos is really good at maintaining like his opinion on the outside. It never
Mm-hmm.
shows you, or it never shows which side
But it
he's
makes
speaking
you
on.
think.
S- Yeah, exactly. It's one of those movies that you come out and you're like, okay, you kind of
Yeah.
like you have to sit on it for a bit, but then it grows to you. It grows on you.
Bugonia actually was quite high up at the beginning of the year in the like awards kind of list,
Yeah.
but now it really slipped down.
To be honest, I'm not like I don't know if it's me, but there's not a lot of hype. I really don't know who's gonna go
Around
to the
this
Oscar this year.
season. No, but there wasn't last year either. There's a lot of hype about next year, obviously, because of Dune coming out
Mm-hmm.
at the same time of The Odyssey, and a lot
True.
of stuff. I think Spielberg movie is also coming out next year.
I
Yeah.
was gonna say Avengers Doomsday is coming out, but it's not going to the Oscars.
I want Killian to win an Oscar as Tommy Shelby. And then my
Would be
life will
nice.
be
Would be nice.
complete. But anyway, yeah, no, Bugonia, I've seen it slip a bit in the, like predictions, but we'll see. We'll
Yeah.
see. Then, Julie, go.
Is it my turn?
Yes.
Is it the turn of Pale Pale Moon? Sorry.
And we're
So-
almost there. It's your third movie. Fed says the last one.
I'm not gonna speak. As I said, I'm not gonna speak a lot about both of these movies, The Long Game and Sinners, but just because I want to yap about Frankenstein. But we already yapped about Frankenstein anyway.
That was my movie as well, but
yeah,
I
I
give
know.
it to you.
Thank you, baby.
Yeah, Frankenstein is one of the two movies that I said at the beginning. I think they're not only in your list, they are
Yeah.
also in the
And
best
Sinners.
of
Yeah.
the year list of
Yeah, and
pretty
Sinners.
much
Sinners did
everyone.
an ungodly amount
Yeah.
of box office money, and maybe we'll see it at any award or ceremony or anything. Like, I won't say Oscars, maybe Golden Globes or God knows whatever is coming. But the Stars of Sinner is literally a story that talks about people are able to produce music that is so powerful to raise the dead. Let me tell you one single thing about this movie. That's exactly what it does. Like, it lives up to the expectation, because tell me why I've not been able to stop listening to the soundtrack for about a month. And for the first time, I'm not talking about actual Ludwig Göransson, like they did the score, but the actual actors that sang the song. Like I said, like Pale Pale Moon, or they done A Rocky Road to Dublin. And I want to know what drug they put in that songs, because it's absolutely fantastic. And I love the movie. It's beautiful, it's stunning. A bit overloaded on the plot of like a lot of things happening. And it has got a very sweet ending that I did not expect. There's like the main characters that kind of look like the bad guys, and then turns out to be like still family for the main character. So I was incredibly shocked to every single cut where they started singing, and I just find myself like cussing over every song, because I was like, how more beautiful can this like soundtrack get? Can this music get? So it was genuinely very powerful. Like that, it gave me some kind of stims to actually listen to this music. I could not genuinely stand still. So I think that falls easily into category of like music, and I think is going to be awarded as well for that, because some of these songs are absolutely incredible, and they're all remade of like, of course, like blues versions of like Rocky Road to Dublin or like whatever it is. So I'm very excited to see it to get some awards for the music produced.
My last one is Rental Family.
Nice.
I really enjoyed it. It's even this one itself, I would say it's a delicate film. It might not be everybody's cup of tea, but I think it does a good and respectful job in describing the particular how particular it is Japanese society and Japanese culture, and I find it really interesting. And Ikari, as a Japanese director, did a fantastic job in paying tribute to her country, as well as highlighting and showcasing the flaws and what makes Japan such a particular country. But it does it in such a respectful way that it makes you understand Japanese culture more without any sort of judgment. It doesn't sugarcoat it. It doesn't say, "Oh, it is what it is. This is Japanese society." It does highlights the flaws and the problems and how problematic it can be, but it also, in a way, does it pays tribute to what is good and positive about the country. So I've really enjoyed it. And Brendan Fraser is such a sweetheart, and he was perfect to play the part of Philip, because you need a man that is not afraid to get in touch with his emotion throughout this film. And he does a really good job. And the chemistry between each actor was really good. And you know me, I'm a sucker for crying over old people's life. So there's one of the characters in the movie that is an old man that tries to relive his past. And it was such a nice piece of the story, and I really enjoyed it. So I feel like people should give it a try and watch Rental Family, because it just shows you, it opens a window into Japan, which I think it's really interesting.
Nice. Did you say all four? Or did I
Yeah,
skip one?
no,
No,
no.
you did. Okay, no, because I wasn't sure. I was thinking about it now. Julie, you're last.
It's time for my last breath. No, my last breath was Frankenstein. The second that I started watching the movie, I watched it twice, 3 times, 4 times, and then I started drawing it. And then I asked Federica to actually buy me the book, and then she gifted me the screenplay, the
It's
original
like a spiral
screenplay.
of,
Yeah, so it's
the
a
drug
spiral,
addict.
basically everything that has happened. Yeah, absolutely. A drug addiction, that was Frankenstein. It was definitely unexpected movie to be done. And as we all know, the novel of Frankenstein by Mary Shelley, it was directed by Guillermo del Toro, and I absolutely adore Guillermo del Toro, so I was very happy. For anyone that has absolutely no idea what Frankenstein is, because you could, it's a story that revolves basically around Victor Frankenstein, who creates a sentient giant being and his never-ending fight of proving himself, his achievements that are better than his dad. And basically, he abandons him, and it just, as we spoke into our episode with Federica, is just a tragic story going over and over and over again on a cycle of trauma, loneliness, and absolutely rejection. I think there's a couple of things that absolutely blasted me on this movie, which, first of all, this drops in the category of emotions, because you can never watch a movie like this with a story like this and not think. So it makes you think like what Oscar Isaac was doing, what Mia Goth was doing, Jacob Elordi was doing. So they gift us with the most complicated character to understand, that you have to empathize with them, you have to forgive them. And it's just like, it makes you understand what Frankenstein is a story about. It's a story about forgiveness, generational trauma, mistakes, and other love, the kind of love. And it's not like a romantic kind of love. It's a specific fatherly, motherly love, and explore themes of empathy and overachievement and all the things that can get in between this kind of love. And it's masterfully structured. There's just 4 parts. It's like 3 parts. And it's like one side is the monster, one side is Victor, and the other side is just the actual tale. And what is happening is like the intro. And it's just beautiful. I think it was generally one of my favorite movies that I watched this year. But it also became like kind of a comfort movie for me. So it's written so beautifully that you just keep wanting to watch it. And it's like the colors is beautiful, and like the music is beautiful. And you just find yourself into a loop of like listening to the soundtrack and seeing the book and reading the book. So it's just like, when you get caught on like one project and then it's like, let me see when it goes back. It's just kind of like you see a TV show and then you go back to the book. You see a movie and then you go back to the book. So you know that it's made absolutely massively. But it paces itself on 2 hours on like a little story from like 10 minutes tale. It's like it's giving all of your feelings, it's giving you a headache, a heartache, and it's bringing you so much like deep questioning moods. And that's the point of the movies. If they don't make you question yourself, what do they do? Like, if they don't inspire you, what do they do? If they don't make you think, what do they do? So I think that's also another great point, because as Martina said, we need so many more movies that are like easy and entertaining, but we also still need movies that make you think and they make you go on and like question your belief, and if it's a right belief or if it's a wrong belief. And it's just like, there's such a big contrast, as we already spoke into the other episode, so I'm not going to be long on this, but there's such a big contrast in the characters as well. You see Victor, that is a scientist and a man, and it's not a father or a teacher, while Martina was saying that in the book is like he is a father, a teacher. So then you see Elizabeth in the actual movie, there's like caged beautiful beast, but at the same time she's a little bit mean, and you don't understand where the meanness is coming from. And we see like Victor then never wanting to be like his father, he becomes even worse. And yes, the plot is kept, but at the same time we reveal the masterful thing that always been behind Frankenstein, that when I was young, my teacher used to tell me, who is Frankenstein? And I used to say, it's the monster, the one with the screws in his head. And she would be, no, the Frankenstein is Victor Frankenstein. So at that point, you understand who is the monster and why is the monster like that.
Mm-hmm.
The monster is not the monster, but it's a creature. It's a creature that was basically made and destroyed at the same time.
Yeah.
So it's a super powerful movie, and it's like a super powerful story, but the movie was just so well made that it brought it back, and it brought back my interest for like classics and everything that comes with it. So I think that sometimes is one of the good things is to remake movies, is just make them well. So you take that kind of book and you make it even more heavy on, like, you know, the quest and the ugliness of the person and the quest of vengeance that he goes through. So you just kind of want to see where it goes. So but then there's the blind man as well, that is basically whatever I know Federica loves the blind man, and it's basically whatever the creature wanted Victor to be.
He's my favorite.
He wanted to be, yes, he is your favorite. He wanted to be a mentor and a father, and there's always that kind of thing like, oh, but he didn't see him, so he didn't know that it was ugly. And it's like, there's nothing to do with ugliness. He touched him. He knows he's full of scars, full of pieces, but at the same time, he doesn't care, because he hears the gentleness of his voice. He hears the ways he poses himself, and the fact that he poses no threat to his family and that he's trying to help them. So it's the great, this movie and this book in general is the greatest debate of like nature versus nurture, which, as someone that studied forensic, unfortunately, I'm always inside of it. So it sits you down, it makes you question yourself, and it's a perfect movie to top of the year with. And the love that Guillermo del Toro put into that character and that movie, and the love that everyone in that movie actually took for their characters, it's beautiful. So it's not a recommendation, it's a must. And at this point, I think this movie will be talked for a couple of years ongoing. And I end my yapping like this, I promise.
Right. I think we were talking with Martina about the fact that she read the book and then she saw the movie. I was like, that they don't match. And I was like, yeah, they don't. The story is completely different. But I feel like of all the movies that were made on or about or inspired by Frankenstein, this is the best one that to me kind of captures still the essence of the story itself. Although
The essence is the same.
but
It definitely doesn't. It's the fact that he's bad because of society making him isolated, and therefore he's he has no choice in a way, you know.
The essence is still there, but the soul of the movie is there, and it's the same soul as the book, but it's developed in a different way. But I think it still holds good justice for the story itself and for the book. So even if it's different, and he uses some of the themes that are closest to him, because of course, being a man born in South America, there's a lot of religion involved. Meanwhile, for Mary Shelley, there's no religion. That's all about science winning over religion. So there's like different elements that are similar yet different.
The thing that struck me the most in terms of differences is the role of the father.
Yeah.
It's very different. Like in the book, the father is actually a very positive figure. He's supportive of his son. He doesn't push him. He's always worried about him. He's super sweet.
I feel like the reason why Del Toro went with the other way around is to kind of make Victor a victim of his fate even more than in the book, because it wants to make him really, really bad to then have like a full circle moment in which
because in the book Victor is not bad either. He's the classic conflicted science man, you know.
It's the same as the history of Icarus.
Yeah,
he wasn't bad. He just wanted to reach the sun and overdo it.
my last one. I'll go with my last one.
Mhm.
So my last one is by no measure one of the best movies of 2025. It's not. It's just I absolutely loved it. The movie is F1.
Yeah.
And the reason why I absolutely loved it is that we also need films like F1, like simple plot, really well executed. The cast is
Entertaining.
good, entertaining, sound is great, soundtrack is really good. It's great. Like the adrenaline throughout the whole thing was great. Yeah, it was a true like entertaining movie.
Yeah.
But
Absolutely.
like it should be. So
It-
so for example, F1 like it should be, Gladiator 2 like it shouldn't be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
No, I
like
get what you mean.
in that category of entertainment, right? You're not trying to give this great deep message about humanity or whatever the hell. You're trying to entertain. Obviously, there is
Yeah.
some meaning as well. Like there is always a message there, but like that's not the main purpose of the movie, obviously.
No, for sure.
That's how you do it.
Yeah, no,
you
I
know?
agree. It's like one of those movies that you go in there and you get lost in the story
Yeah.
and you
Also,
don't
I'm
think
not a
about
huge
anything. You
fan
just get
of
entertained.
Formula One. Like I am a big fan of driving. That yes, but and also of speed as well. But whatever.
No.
Um,
When we watched Hell, I said that for a person that doesn't like Formula One, that's a movie that kind of makes you want to learn more about it,
yeah.
which is
Yeah.
really good.
It's addictive. My husband,
Yeah.
I showed it to Marco like a few days ago, and he was like, maybe we should watch Formula One next season. And I was like, wow, yeah, because it's addictive. And also when we sat down, we went to the premiere because Feds had like special access. And when I sat down and I saw the runtime of the movie, I wanted to shoot myself. I was like, oh my god, like a Formula One movie, like 2 hours and a half, whatever long, but it was so well done, so good. It just honestly should passed. So I thought it deserved
A shout out.
yes, it did. Great, we're done.
That's it for me.
Yeah.
That's it for me, I promise.
We're done. So this is what we recommend for this year 2025. Next episode we are obviously talking about Stranger Things.
God, Lord, save us all.
So people have the time to actually catch up with it.
Yeah, exactly. So our 6th of January episode will be
For the Befana.
about Stranger Things, and then Julie and Feds.
The next week is going to be given to us, to me and Federica.
Yeah. We'll
'Cause
do an
it's going
episode
to
on
be-
something I don't even know what it is.
Thank God you don't know, but yes, we will do an episode on Heated Rivalry because it's coming in January in the UK, and we're very excited. And we need to talk about the end of the season and all of the project.
Glorious. And then we are talking about the most awaited
Movies of
hyped
2026.
movies of 2026, and you can only imagine what I'm gonna talk about for like an hour. Yes, and then
You got everything
we're
else
going
planned?
too far. Yeah, we have Fads that is going to talk to us about Hamnet
Finally.
at the end of this
True,
month.
because it's coming out. Is that the
It's
end
coming
of
out.
January?
And then Julie and we will talk to you about 28 years
28
later,
years
the
later,
Bone
Temple of
Temple.
Bones.
So
Bones Temple.
yeah, so and if I survived it, which is the most important thing.
She probably won.
We'll
She
see.
probably won.
Spoiler,
let's be
she
honest.
didn't.
Yeah.
Spoiler, she didn't.
We'll see.
Check back with us if she didn't. So yeah.
Exactly. So happy New Year, everyone, and I
Happy
will
New
see
Year.
you in the new year with our 3rd year of this podcast. it's our
That's crazy.
3rd year of this
Oh, I
podcast.
have to say something.
Go.
I'm heavily trying on actually putting the 2025 movies video out again this year. So there's going to be a lot of movies which you guys are going to be
The
very excited. There's going to
2025
be
movie, yes, the best one.
TV shows as well. There's going to be a couple of TV shows. There's going to be a couple of animated movies as well. So because of course if I didn't put K-pop Demon Hunters, Federica would throw me out of the window.
Exactly.
So
Amazing. Glorious.
So yes, I'm going to try
Thanks,
and put
Julie.
some more.
You will
yeah.
you will send me this at some point, right?
Yes,
To publish.
I will.
Glorious.
I will.
Thank you very much, and I will
Have a
see you
good
next
night.
week.
Bye.
Bye.